When you first open up Top Gun software, it will ask for your eSignal login and password. Put that in and hit connect, and then our toolbar will pop up. The chart button allows you to set up a new chart. The quote button allows you to set up a quote sheet where you put your symbols in there: EUR, USD, GBP, USD, dollar, yen, dollar Swiss, and so forth. Hot lists allows you to bring up our hot list. You can load the currencies and add and subtract columns to those, just like the quote sheet. The load button allows you to load your saved workspaces. For new traders, you can hit the load button and load one of our sample Forex charts to build a workspace. We'll go over that soon. The save button, once you're done setting up your screen the way you like it, allows you to save your workspace so you can bring it up again later. Layers button allows you to have up to 20 times whatever number of monitors you have. If you have a 1-monitor system, you can have equivalent of 20 monitor system. If you have a 3-monitor system, you have equivalent of 60. So you can make your charts bigger, which makes trading more intuitive, and you can also right click on any of these layers, EUR, USD. If you want to put euro dollar on that layer, you go ahead, and if it's pushed down, it's visible. If it's out, it's invisible. And when you move your mouse away, it disappears. And you have the option of clicking this button in, which keeps it up. Help button allows you to ask for tech support. You click live help to chat with us online, and if you need tech support, you can hit connect after talking with us first, and we will see your screen and help you fix problems. This button here allows you to turn off audio alerts so you don't hear them anymore. And this button here allows you to have different charts linked together with the same color, and it will allow you to move one chart back and forwards and demo trade, and all the charts move and line up at the same time. This is excellent for demo trading. You can literally get months worth of trading experience in a week or two by going through the charts each night and writing down where you would get in, where you would get out, keeping track of your statistics and which trades work and which ones don't, and how many pips you make or lose. And the goal is to get better without risking in trading real money first, and then trade once you feel confident with our tools and systems. To create a new chart, you click the chart button. This allows you to type in your symbol: EUR, USD, GBP, USD, pound yen, dollar yen. No slashes or dashes or anything else, just one currency in the other currency, and that's it. And this is the time frame of the chart. The default set for 5 minutes. You can set up a 2-minute chart, 1-minute chart, hourly chart, 2 40-minute chart, and so forth. Daily, weekly, monthly, or tick charts. A lot of our traders use 50 tick charts to improve the precision of their entries. The scaling options, this is the default, and it will use all the different studies, support resistance areas, and the price bars high and low to create the scale. This charts just the price action only, chart data, and this one allows you to put in any prices you want. Let's say 1.3500 to 1.3200, and it also has a nice hidden feature, which, let's say a currency moved 100 pips today, and you want to see 15 pips above the high. So if you draw fibs on there, you can see the fib targets. You would put 15% there, and to see 15% of the daily range below, you put 15% there. If you want to see more space on top and less on the bottom, you could ask for 30% padding on the top. And if the currency moved 100 pips, it would add 30 pips of padding, in that case above, and 10 pips below. It's good to keep those equal. That's typically the setting that I use on my charts, 15%. Underneath here, it allows you to set this chart on any layer. Remember, we have 20 different layers. Max refresh rate. The chart is updated 2.5 times per second. There's 1,000 milliseconds per second. 400 milliseconds is 2.5 updates per second. If you have a ton of charts up, 30, 40, 50, or a slower machine, and it's bogging down based on some of our tools, you might raise this to 1,000. Any modern machine in the last year or two should be fine leaving the max refresh at 400. This requests how many days of data. If you have a tick chart, you might set that to 2 days. A 5-minute chart, 6 is enough. If you have a 240-minute chart, 4-hour chart, you might want to put 20 or 30 days in there. This allows candle chart or bar chart. If you want to see a countdown timer, if you have a 5-minute chart up, you might put 5 here, and then it will show you how many seconds left until that 5-minute bar is closed. Or you could even have a 5-minute up with a 60-minute countdown. A lot of times traders like to make decisions at the end of bars. And you want to leave this blank for Forex. You can select a saved style to bring up on this chart. And this allows you to adjust all the colors of the background and active text, title text. It's pretty self-explanatory. And this is how many pixels wide and tall the chart is. If you want a 400 by 300 pixel chart, leave that blank. If you want to adjust that, let's say you have a 1200 pixel monitor and you want to have 2 charts side by side, you have 600 there, and you might want to move this up to 400 to keep that ratio. So once you click OK, the chart comes up. You can grab the top, left click, and drag it around. You can also select any of the corners to make it bigger. You can also hit the Control and Alt key along with your arrow keys to move the chart 1 pixel, whatever the arrow key you hit. 1 pixel up, you hit the up arrow, down, right, left, and you can hold the button to move it continuously. This allows you to precisely lay out your chart. To add studies and indicators to your chart, right click on the chart, Chart Settings, and then click Add Studies. For example, if you want the containment band, which is a dual purpose tool that shows the hourly moving average as well as our upper and lower containment bands, you can put that on there. I like to put the 1.5 and 2.0 on here. Keep in mind we have sample Forex charts set up, so you don't actually have to do this, just showing you how to. And to zoom into your chart, you hit the plus key. It makes the chart go in, and the minus key makes it go out. Minus for zoom out, plus for zoom in. You can hit your right and left arrow key to go back or forward in time. You can also left click on the bottom and scroll the chart back to see what it looked like in the past. The T button on the top is for drawing tools. You have a regular line, array, which continues out in the future for trend lines, Fibonacci, Andrew's pitchfork, and parallel lines. And you can right click on the chart, delete all lines to get rid of them all. They also each have a shortcut. Control L brings up the draw lines. Control L, see? You can right click on this and delete it. Control R brings up the ray without having to go up there. Control F brings up the fib. Control A brings up the Andrew's pitchfork. And if you hit the shift key here, it uses the modified Andrews. And Control P brings up the parallel lines. So you don't actually have to go up there and select the T tool. Once you have any of these on your chart, you can right click with other options. Line width if you want them to be thicker. Color. And the style. Dashed. This last option is for me when I design our Fibonacci levels each day for traders to find likely highs and lows each day and places to get in as support resistance. This is built in there to help me do this in less than an hour a day. The X button gets rid of the chart, and the circle allows you different options. You can connect each chart, for example. Let's say you duplicate this window once you have it set up the way you want, and you might want a 60-minute chart up, for example. To remove an indicator, you go to Adjust Studies, and we'll remove these on the 60-minute chart. Since these both have the same color, if I change this to a different currency, pound, dollar, hit enter key, they both change. Or if I do it on this one, dollar, yen, they both change. And you can also change the time frame of any individual chart. If I want a 30-minute chart here, hit 30, enter. If I want a 50 tick chart here, I put 50T for tick, and it has to download the tick data right now. If I want a daily chart, period D. If I want a weekly chart, period W. And if I want a monthly chart, period M. Again, the plus and minus key zooms in on the chart. The importance of having the charts with their own color allows you to also to link them to hot lists or quote sheets. In other words, if you only have one monitor, you could have a hot list or quote sheet up with all your symbols. You would select the symbol in the hot list or quote sheet, and it would automatically put it on your chart, or in this case, both charts. If you want to have a daily chart up, hourly chart, and a 5-minute chart, and a tick chart, and watch one currency, you can certainly do that. Very easy to do. Once you're done setting up your workspace the way you want, you just hit the save button and it saves it. There's no need to set up your own charts because we've done it for you with all our best tools and indicators. Most of the tools and indicators are available to everybody. Some of them are available only to mentor students. If you're a regular trader with the software without having joined our mentor student program, click the load button and scroll down to sample forex chart, non-mentor, and again you can put this on any layer you want. And if you already have up a chart and you don't want to get rid of it, you want to uncheck this, and this will ensure that you don't get rid of any of your charts, quote sheets, or hot lists that you have up and running. Here is the sample forex chart for non-mentor students. If you want to create multiple charts, you would right click on that, duplicate window, drag it over here, and again you can hit the Control and Alt key to line it up perfectly. And if you want to put a different symbol in there, let's say pound dollar, type in GBP USD, hit enter. If you want the other chart to be a different time frame, again you can type in any time frame you want. 1 minute chart would be 1 and then hit enter. 2-minute chart would be 2 and hit enter. 60-minute chart, 60 and enter. Once you set up your workspace the way you want to hit save. And make sure you're in the regular C Top Gun directory and call it whatever you want. My workspace, and then hit the save button. It will be saved. Next time you load the software, you click load, and you will find your workspace there, and it will load up exactly how you saved it. For non-mentor students, you want to use these sample forex charts, make them as big as you like, and then right click, duplicate window, drag that new chart wherever you want it, line them up, and then save your workspace. You also want to load our currency meter. You want to click this, uncheck this, so it doesn't get rid of what you have up already. And I have this being recorded outside of the main viewing place, but you will see it on your screen, and this will add that to your chart. You can right click on any chart also, by the way, and set that to a different layer. Let's say layer 2. And now with our layer button, if we uncheck layer 2, it disappears. If I push it back in, it comes back. And so you'll want to set up your workspace and label the buttons, say currency meter, and that way you know what it is. Notice how that disappears. If I want it to stay up, I just check that and it will stay up. If the button's pushed in, it's visible. If it's off, it's pushed out. And we also put a slight green tint when the button's on. For mentor students, you want to click load. Go to our mentor students only directory. There's a lot of files in here. You want to load the sample forex chart. And this has a few tools that our other charts don't have on it, like our trading zones, which are projected highs and lows based on support resistance, and also I spend about an hour a day drawing the Fibonacci areas on the chart, which oftentimes find the highs and the lows each day. It's definitely worth joining the trading program just so you don't have to spend 45 minutes to an hour of your own time doing Fibonacci analysis every night. That alone is worth, in my opinion, thousands per year, and you only have to pay for the training once. Also, you get some extra tools like the Trend Intensity Pro, the IntelliTrend bars, which I feel are one of our better tools. When they go green and stay green, you stay with the trend. Notice how it flipped red pretty early in this next down move. You also get the daily, weekly, and monthly trend on the bottom of the charts. After you load the sample forex chart, again you want to right click on it, duplicate window, drag it wherever you want, type in a new symbol on it, Notice how I projected the high today with today's fib. If that level gets hit without that much statistical momentum, it's very likely to reverse, in my opinion, and I think you will find that to be the case yourself as well. You also want to load our FX total view. Now once you have a chart up, you don't want it to get rid of what you have up. You uncheck this FX total view. This is our FX total view, which is available to our mentor students, and it gives you a wealth of information right on your charts, super strong longer term trends up and down, the statistical daily, weekly, monthly trend, IntelliTrend, which currencies have been up or down 3+ days in a row. They're very likely to reverse at the highs or the lows. Which currencies are above or below their previous days, weeks or months, high or low. Which currencies have daily narrow range patterns and weekly narrow range patterns. All this is described in a separate video called the FX Total View. In addition to loading this, if you're one of our mentor students, you also want to load the IntelliTrend currency meter. You want to uncheck this, and you can put this on any layer you want. I always keep mine on layer 10 just so I remember where it is. But now that we have the ability to save each layer button with its own name, there's no way that you could forget where you put things, even with 20 layers. Click open. I'm going to drag this down because I have it off the recorded area of my screen. And instead of the regular currency meter, we're using the IntelliTrend, which averages together multiple statistical tools that are in our software and gives you just one reading. Underneath that you have the weekly trend and the monthly trend. So you can see the pound was weak over the last month in real time today, from 5 to 10, and it's not surprising here that from 5 to 10 the pound dollar fell because you had a super weak pound. That's how you use these tools. Once you're done with putting up what you want, resizing it, again, Control Alt and the arrow key allows you to move any one of our charts for perfect alignment. You hit save your workspace. Make sure to save it in the C Top Gun directory, and then it'll be there when you load it up. If you want to link your charts to your hot list or quote sheet, all you need to do is left click up here on the circle and make them both the same color. And then when you left click on the symbol here, it automatically puts that symbol onto the chart. New Zealand yen, CAD yen. You can also automatically link various charts to the hot list. For example, right click on the chart, set hot list rank option 1, and this will automatically be the first symbol in this list. If you sort it differently, let's say by weekly trend, the dollar Swiss automatically gets put there. If I sort this again, maybe by alphabetical order, you can see the Australian yen is now number 1, and it gets put there along with the number here, so you know that this is linked to symbol number 1, and they both have to be green, of course. If I want it to be linked to the second currency in the list, I put number 2 here, and then you can see the Australian dollar gets there. So even with a single monitor, you can get a very powerful workspace setup, because you can set up the strongest currencies on top, the weakest 2 or 3 currencies on the bottom. You can ignore the currencies in the middle for the most part, and you can focus on the ones most likely to go up to buy and most likely to go down to sell, based on the statistical strength or weakness, of course. Now if you want to practice trade, you can just scroll this chart back, and you can notice our fib level here, which was a projected support area it held. The daily, weekly, monthly trends up. Got major resistance above us. Alright, I might have bought right here with the previous day's highs. The next area it could stall at. I might stop right down here, risking less than 10 pips to make a likely 15 or 20. And you can see this trend didn't continue up there. That's why you need to have trailing stops. You might have made 5 pips on that. On the way back down, it found support here again. You might have went long again here with our IntelliTrend bars went green, and that trade, and you can see this one took off. You also have the ability to practice trade using multiple charts. If you right click on your chart and your workspace has multiple symbols on it and charts, when I scroll this chart back, only this chart scrolls back. However, if you have multiple currency charts up, all of them with the same color, if you check this box right here on our toolbar, it allows, when you move one chart back, that they all move back. In other words, as I scroll throughout the day, they both line up with the exact same time. This allows you to watch 2, 3, 5, 10, 12 currencies or more and go through the day and see which trades you would have taken and get a feel for trading without risking your hard-earned money. You can literally gain months worth of what I consider real trading experience in just a few weeks short time by spending 20 minutes a day going through the charts and figuring out which trades you'd buy and sell, where your stops would be honest when you write down your stats, and see whether you'd be making money or not trading. Always take into effect the spread, focus on the lower spread pairs, get used to trading those, and then trade on a demo account next. And if you do well on a demo account, then start trading with live money. Always be cautious. There's 30 to 100 things that new traders don't know that they need to know,